There's been quite a bit on social media and in the news the last couple of days about this Hand of Thief banking Trojan for Linux. And my initial thought of when I saw that was, whatever. What's next in the news? Is someone going to tell me that bears crap in the woods? Because that's how obvious all this is. Wow, there's a Trojan in Linux. Yeah, there are loads of viruses, there's malware, there's worms, there's rootkits. So what? There's also all that in Windows and all that in Mac. It's probably just more prominent in those. So why is this one so special? Well, the Russian crooks, thieves, very intelligent people behind it are targeting Linux only. Okay, well, maybe that's interesting, or maybe we should all feel flattered that they feel that the Linux platform is big enough to target solely on its own. Yes, perhaps that's the way we should see it. That now that Linux is big enough that it really is worth targeting on its own. Now, it doesn't really mention there whether it's just desktop Linux, or server Linux, or Android mobile phones that it's targeting. Well, who knows there. But none of this is new. But why is it so big? Remember that these same Russian criminals have rolled out like Black Hole exploit, Redkit exploit, was there CoolKit and Sutra as well. Those are rife on the internet. They're still rife on the internet, and they target all platforms. It's not just limited to Linux. It's Windows, Mac, iPhone, Android, and there are quite a few devices still susceptible to it. The odds of getting that are far higher than probably getting that one at the moment. And that's what got me, was it a year ago? Was it Black Hole, or was it one of those? I can't remember which one it was now. Never actually investigated it further. I've even had a couple more hits lately. Doesn't do anything now, it bounces off my system because it's all patched and up to date. I do wonder how they're going to target us with this one, whether it's going to be a bit of social engineering. Here, install this program for Linux, it makes your system go a whole lot faster. Yeah, well, that'd be pretty low-key, wouldn't it? Whether it's going to be a drive-by download, in which case you've got no chance at all because your browser is going to visit that website and get infected straight away. You don't have to have any involvement like that. And that's how Black Hole, Redkit and all that will get you. Here's what I feel are my best defences against things at the moment. I use OpenDNS for my DNS provider, and I pay to have the home level, which is just one house accessing from one IP, and using all these settings, so I block all of those websites. Gambling is just an annoyance where there's so many advertising sites that pop up. Yeah, that's why I get rid of that one. And then I also block country level domains. I can't remember which all the countries are now against there. Was that Armenia, Caicos Islands, Cameroon, .co domain in Belgium, .co domain in TV is Tuvalu Islands, isn't it, I think? Yeah. India.info, that website, I can't remember why. Poland, Russia, Rumbay Pello, can't remember why I blocked that one. Singapore and Tokelau. Yes, there's a high level of malware from all of those countries and domains. That's why they're all blocked on my system. The add-ons I use, FlashBlock and BlockSite. I use Firefox for most of my browsing. Yeah, I like Chrome, but I like it more on the Android phone than as a desktop browser. I blacklist all these pages as well, which are rife for Black Hole and Redkit. So, do I feel fairly well defended? About as good as I'm going to be. Feel better defended here than I would in Windows though. Here's a couple of other things you can do in Terminal just to see what's going on with your system. Let's not forget that most Linux users wouldn't even bother going to these links, and that's why infecting a Linux system would be so valuable. There's a whole list of processes by all the users. Wouldn't even know what most of those are. They are kernel utilities. Anyway, you'd have to know what's in your system to know what's right and wrong, what should and shouldn't be there. I don't look here enough to know any different. The other command there to get all ports being used in lsof-pnl+m-i IP version 4 or IP version 6. Most likely IP version 4. Not much open at the moment. And those are my thoughts on this Hand of Thief Trojan. It's all blown completely out of proportion. Thanks for watching. See you later.